Hello and welcome to OS Racing. We're back to doing some actual real life racing after a couple of sim racing videos. Ollie had a really good qualifying. He was pole in his session, which translates to position 3 on the A final. And we're just waiting for the lights to go. While we're waiting for that, quick reminder, please do subscribe, it means a lot to us. Hit that notification bell if you want to get notified when we upload new races from InKart, Club 100 or the sim racing. And we're off. Ollie's had a reasonably good start, but he's dropped down to position 5 as a couple of karts got a bit of a better start there. You'll notice some raindrops coming down. He's going into turn 2 now. There's a couple of karts ahead sliding, one spun, and he's just been hit on the side and smashed in. A couple of cars have got past him there. We're now through 3 in position 6. Coming into turn 4. Taking a wide line there because it's wet. Ollie's going to talk to you about that a little bit later. Now into the double apex of turn 5, right-hander. Not really hitting the apexes here again. It's a wet race. Going down the little straight here into like the turn 6, 7 and 8 complex. Turn 7 left-hander. Keep going round to the left through turn 8 and onto the back straight. Got to go up a hill a little here, and Ollie's just losing a little bit of time. I think he got a little bit of a tap there maybe. And you got the late apex of turn 9, usually flat out in the dry. And we've got a yellow flag, so things are slowing down a little bit. Someone's probably just had a little slide ahead on this greasy track. Through turn 10, through the hairpin of turn 10, and onwards to 11, and back onto the main straight. Getting our foot down here, it's still yellow flags being waved, so we just got to take it a little bit easy. Through turn 1. Left-hander, and then you've got this little chicane area here, left into turn 2. Oh, and we've had another spinner there, so we've moved up to position 5 and into the hairpin of turn 4, heading down a slight hill towards turn 5, right-hander, double apex, and we're just gonna keep following the car ahead into 6, 7 and 8. Oh, and we've just lost another position there. That's Jacob in kart 72. Who's gone through a lot quicker and just managed to take us through the inside there. Down the back straight, turn 9. Really short run here to the hairpin of turn 10. Really tricky corner, that turn 10, and a little bit of a curve towards turn 11 so we can get back onto the main straight. We're position 6, looks like someone, there's a junior just on the right hand side, beach there, waiting for someone to come and rescue him. Through turn 1, heading towards the chicane 2, and then into turn 3 straight away. And then you straight away getting over to the right hand side of the track, so we've got the left hand hairpin of turn 4, using up the width of the circuit there. Move over to the left, ready for the double apex turn 5. I think you might have just got a little tap there. And we're going to speed this race up a bit. Let's call this hammer time. This is where we're just making sure that in the sections that where not a lot's happening, we'll just speed it up a little bit, and that way you get to see the full race, but you don't have to sit there for 20 minutes watching the whole thing. And it gives us a good opportunity to talk a little bit about some things. So, Ollie, it's at least a damp or mixed condition race today. Tell me, what's the difference? What's different when you're racing in the dry versus racing in the wet or a mixed condition like this?
So first, I've got to say that I hate mixed conditions, because mixed conditions, especially in qualifying, you don't know if you're going to go flat out or like wet line, dry line, something like that.
What's the difference between a wet line and a dry line?
So the difference is that dry, you're mostly flat, or like you're flat where you need to be flat, but in here or in mixed wet conditions, you're not flat out a lot. Well, you're not fully flat out when you're doing it, so you're quite slower.
And also, what about the line as well? Does the line through the corners change?
Yes. If you saw the first part, I was going right through turn 4. I was going straight through, and then going like around the outside. That's because on the inside there's rubber, and if rain comes on rubber, it gets really wet, and then makes it really slippery.
So we've slowed this section down a little bit. Just you had some juniors coming through, which we just let past. Also, do you want to just tell us about what's happening with the track right now and your lap times?
So my lap times are getting better, as you can see on the top left hand of the screen. Like at the start I was doing 120s, 115s, now I'm doing 15s. And that is because the track is drying, or like getting less wet, because it's not fully dry and it's getting less wet.
So you're able to start taking the more drier line through the racetrack again.
The more faster you can go. Yeah.
So just coming to the end of lap 9 here, and that's a 104. So yeah, you're taking about for the last 4 laps, you took at least a second a lap off there. So speeding back up again, hammer time again, let's go. We're just coming round to lap 11. I'm just going to talk you through this. This is Ollie's personal best lap. So he went through turn 1, coming through, taking a slightly dry line there through the chicane of 2 and 3, moving over to the right hand side of the circuit for the left hand hairpin of turn 4. Fairly nice line through there, getting back over to the left hand side of the circuit and taking a bit more of a dry line, not quite hitting the apexes there, I think still a bit damp, but definitely pushing through turn 5 there. Move back over to the right and then hard left into the 7 and 8, which basically just kind of continues around, and then you'd be almost flat through there, but still not quite dry enough for that. And same into turn 9, you would be flat on that, over to the left for the right hand hairpin of turn 10, using up all the track width there. That's really excellent to see. Back over to the right, getting ready for turn 11 and onto the main straight, heading towards the start finish line, and it's a 102.4, which is your personal best for the race. So we'll just crank up that speed again, and yeah, hammer time.
So the juniors are coming past, or a junior. I actually could have overtaken him there. It's just the cadet karts are quite a lot slower than the juniors.
Yeah, he sort of took a really wide line, but he would have got you straight back anyway, so it's kind of not really much point in getting in the battle there. And we're back to... This is 4 times speed, by the way. The karts are really not going that fast.
I got a shunt there, I think by that guy.
It's a bit tricky. You were having to move back onto your racing line there. But he obviously wanted to come through, and brakes are not as effective when they're not as warm and a bit damp. Okay, so last lap through turn 1. Usually you're flat through then, cutting more of that corner in the drive, but it's a little bit wet down to the chicane. We've got a yellow flag as well there. It looks like they're fixing up the tyre barriers on the entrance to turn 3. Over to the right hand side, taking the left, turn 4 hairpin. Getting back over to the left hand side of the circuit for right hand turn 5. Still not really hitting the apexes there, still not quite right. In fact, actually, this was a really mixed race because if you look carefully, you can see drops of rain coming back down again. It did start to rain for the last couple of laps. Through 7 and 8 onto the back straight. The video never really does that hill justice. It's a bit of a hill coming up there, so any speed you lose out coming through 7, you lose coming up that hill. Round turn 9. Hard right for the hairpin there, and working our way back towards turn 11, which will bring us back onto the main straight and heading towards the finish line. So your final race classifications up, and Aidan Hammond put it in, it finished first position, followed by Harrison Sui in second. In third you had Jacob Spreggy, and fourth his brother Charlie Spreggy. Fifth was Joey Timpson. Sixth was Oliver Sanderson, yes. 7 was Jacob Kent, and 8 was Richard Marks, who was he had a really good start but unfortunately spun.
So remember to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more racing content like this. We really do appreciate it, and bye.